Okay, so let's get started. Today's prompt is in my family, anger looked like. So in my family, anger looked like. So I don't know, this week, I put out a memoir chapter. And the chapter was when I was a teen and my life fell apart again because of my parents' choices. And so there was a lot of anger in that chapter. And I was like, whoa, I haven't felt like that level of rage for a long time or haven't dealt with it in that way. So I kind of wanted to just go into that space and that emotion and see what's there. If this feels too heavy, like I said, follow your own thread, do what feels right for you on this Friday afternoon. Okay, so in my family, anger looked like. And as you're going, try to resist the urge to fix or edit as you go along. Try to stay in the body, come back to the breath. Like, don't, we have like we want to like rise up and get into our thinking mind. So just try to not over explain and feel in through what the body is saying, right? What the body is showing you. And I'm going to take you through the grounding to help kind of guide you in that. Um, Oh, yeah, so Tranquil Rain says, "That's a bad one, a lot of anger. My father was an alcoholic." Mine was as well, but he was, like, a sad alcoholic. He, like, cried a lot. Um, I think that a lot of my mom carried more of the anger, and then that anger was in me because I didn't have an outlet or I didn't have support. And just, like, the lack of control of being a kid and your life being insane, and you're like, you have no agency, so that anger, those emotions have to go somewhere. So, again, if this is too much for today, you're welcome to just take this time to just be with yourself and just see what comes up. You never know, like the grounding might bring something else to the table. So, okay, let's begin by just finding some stillness wherever you are. Take a moment to arrive and just notice the surface beneath you, the ground holding you, your seat supporting you. And you can close your eyes if that feels good or soften your gaze. And let's take a slow breath in through the nose, letting your ribs expand, and exhale out your mouth, dropping your shoulders, and place one hand on your chest and one on your belly. And inhale, notice the rise of your palms. And exhale, noticing the gentle fall. Just let your breath be steady. Let yourself feel held. Now, with your next inhale, bring your awareness to your body and how anger feels when it shows up. Just inhale into that space and just notice. When you exhale, do so without judgment. Where do you notice that anger? Is it in your jaw, your chest, your stomach, your hands? Just keep breathing. Allow your body to open. Notice what's happening around that anger. What heat or weight or tension shows up? What sounds or smells or images What's coming up in that memory of anger? Take one more breath in and exhale. Staying connected with what your body is holding. Okay, when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Okay, so again, the prompt is in my family, anger looked like. I'm going to turn my screen around and I will start the timer. We have 10 minutes. Try not to overthink it, just let it come. Listen to your body, and your breath is there for you if you need it. Okay, start wrapping up. Have about a minute left. Okay. Gosh, it goes by so fast, doesn't it? I looked up and I was like, oh, I almost missed the little 1 minute timer thing. Okay. So take a breath. Especially if that brought some memories up that were heavy or raw or tender. It's interesting to see for me the patterns of anger that existed in my family and that I have inherited. Um, and that I have been actively working to break those cycles, especially like for my son and just for my own self and my own well being. But just like those, I kind of like went through from the beginning of where it started and how strong those patterns were and how they showed up in my life, and then went into how they started to lessen or they started to shrink, and I could actually find myself and um, yeah, just kind of break that pattern. So let's take a second and just title our pieces. I know titles can be tricky, so you don't have to overthink it. Like even if it's just like one sentence and it or word or a feeling underneath the piece. And if you feel open, I'd love to see your titles in the chat. Um, I titled mine behind closed doors because I always would hide my anger and everyone in my family would hide it. So it was just like a room or a house of closed doors. And we were all dealing with our anger in unhealthy ways, but never together. And I think titles can be really helpful in this work because it's a way of just getting to the center of what we want to say. Ooh, Helen Raleigh says, the silence of centuries. That's really powerful, Helen. Thank you for sharing. Um, it can be really empowering to share in this space too, because it's kind of like a small way of like, this is what came up for me today, but then you don't have to be highly visible. You don't have to share your whole story. It's kind of nice to create resonance and connection here. And I just love seeing your titles. I think it's also a nice way to bring some seriousness into this work. Even like 10 minutes of writing matters. These pieces deserve a title. They're worthy of a title. Um, so as you think a little bit about that, oh, here's some more. Heidi says nuclear reactors. Tranquil Rain says trapped in chaos. I feel the pain in both of those. Thank you for sharing. And thank you for doing this work and showing up. I want to just take a moment to close and drop us into some grounding just to shake off any of this heaviness that came up. So if it feels good for you, you can close your eyes. And we're going to start by taking just a deep, slow breath in through our nose. And exhale gently out through your mouth. I'm going to do that one more time. This time, try to breathe in through your belly and release. Just notice your feet on the ground and your body supported. Inhale, feeling that support rise through you. And exhale, letting some of that weight you were holding sink back down into the earth. Just keep your breath steady and bring your awareness to the place in your body where you felt the anger the most. You can inhale into that spot like you're giving it fresh air and exhale, letting it soften even just a little. Inhale, making space in your body, and exhale, letting go of what doesn't need to come with you. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Okay, thank you. I know it's a lot to do in like 20 minutes, and I always go over 5 or 10 minutes. I'm trying not to do that, but it's hard. So I just want to like hang out with y'all. But anyways, so next week I thought, so next week I'm going to be in Portugal. So the timing is going to be a little bit different. It will be on October 3rd at 4 p.m. Eastern instead of the normal 12 p.m. I think it's like 9 something Portugal time. I don't know. We're going to try it out and see how it goes. And yeah, just kind of go from there. But thank you so much for showing up. Helen says this has unlocked something for me. Oh, I love hearing that. I think this, like I'm saying, 10 minutes is so powerful. And even if you show up late and you only write for 1 minute, it matters and it can lead you somewhere. I come back to these pieces and expand if they're still calling to me. And I encourage you to do the same. But yeah, thank you so much. Have a lovely, lovely weekend.